guys, so we are getting ready to go pick up some pretty amazing animals. First off, I get a call while we're at Animal Con in Orlando, Florida. It's a desperate plea from a woman who is having severe health issues, and her doctor and her family are telling her that she has to get rid of these birds. She's got 7 birds, and not just any birds. These are large parrots, an umbrella cockatoo and a Moluccan cockatoo. Those are 2 of the most dangerous parrots that you can have, as well as being loud and destructive. In addition to those 2, she's also got a scarlet macaw, a military macaw, a blue and gold macaw, and 2 Amazons. Now, supposedly these birds are living on a porch, so we do not know the situation, if it's a good situation, bad situation. She says they're in good feather, so I'm really curious, but it's gonna be me, Jonas, and Alyssa are gonna head to her house and kind of just be ready for anything. I've gone into situations like this before where the birds are just totally pitiful and need immediate vet care, and I've gone into situations like this before where the birds were loved, members of the family, and it was just a desperate plea for help. So we're going in totally blind. I know it's an elderly woman and her husband, and so we are hopefully gonna see, good news when we get there, but if not, we have to be prepared for bad news. So we're just getting cages set up, kennels, and preparing for the worst and hoping for the best. So we don't know what these birds are currently eating. So it could be seeds, which is an awful diet. It could be pellets, which is a step up. I highly doubt it's veggies and stuff that we feed our birds. So I'm not gonna set up a feed right now. We'll do that once we talk to the owner and go ahead and get the birds and see their condition.
Baby in the whole wide world. Yes, you are. Are you a gorgeous bird?
You don't know how she's gonna act when she sees the dog sitting close. I don't know if that is a hack job on the wings or what. This is a very scary bird. It pissed at me and jumped at me. Good baby. Look at that pretty cage. Look at how pretty that cage is. So when a bird is like this and you're nervous, you don't know if it's gonna bite you or not. The best thing that I found is just to keep stopping. And so what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to use my body to kind of push it in to the cage. So like I'll put the cage, let it warm up to the cage, let it see it. It's okay, there's nothing to fear with the cage. And then we'll just go in kind of a little bit quicker. Realize it's a cage. You're okay. And then close the door, Jones. Get the door. Got one fingernail stuff on me, little girl, boy, girl, whatever you want. And then always with birds, people pinch their toes all the time. So this is just a makeshift cage that we're setting up for tonight. This is actually a ferret cage. And then tomorrow, it's late outside, so tomorrow we're going to go buy a bunch of bird cages. Now these guys are breeder birds, so I would never try to hold a breeder bird. So what I'm gonna do is get a really good understanding of how this cage works and all the openings and closings, and we'll just let them go directly from this to this big old cage over here. So with them, I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna learn how this cage works. So that's just a simple latch right there so that we don't have any issues when we get over there to release them into the other cage. The way Jones and I have been carrying it is from the bottom so that they can't get our fingers, because birds can bite your fingers through the cage, as we both know way too well. When you're going to go in, and please excuse all the dogs, y'all. We obviously don't want our dogs scaring them any, so we put everybody in kennels. But you want to go in high, so like raise it up, go up, And so they're gonna come out, but you still have the risk of them getting out at the bottom. So what I'm gonna do is open it like that. And this is a safe room also. So if they did happen to get out, they're not gonna go anywhere. Like, it's okay. I can catch them and restrain them. And so we'll try to get them to go out that way and see how that works. And if it works, let me actually interact with it. Go down to the ground. How tame are y'all? Step up. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness. I have never. That was such a good girl. Are you gonna follow up? Are you gonna be a good girl too? Are you? Oh my goodness, you're being so good. I'm gonna put you with your buddy. I promise you. You are just great. You're being so good. You're being so good. Such a good baby. Y'all are just golden. Say, we know what to do. We know what to do. We just need the right setup. That's all we needed. That's all we needed. There's no such thing as a bad bird. Thank you guys so much for being so good. You got food and water. We're just gonna tuck y'all in for the night, and then tomorrow we're gonna get y'all set up permanently, and it's gonna be absolutely amazing, and y'all are gonna have a great life and never have anything else to worry about again. This is the part where like you have like something good like this happen, and it's just absolutely amazing. So both those birds just let me pick them up. So that means that, you know, they have some people skills. They know step up. So that is just, God, that gives me chills. Like, it makes me super happy. And seeing this scarlet macaw, they said that they bred these birds. We don't know who's the male and who's the female, but seeing that scarlet macaw eating some pellets right now, that's the pellets that they were on, makes me so, so happy. These guys only got nuts on the holidays. They only got one nut each on the holiday. We give lots of nuts daily. So I'm very excited about tomorrow. It's gonna be a very big holiday for them. So the Amazon, this guy right here has never been handled before, she said. We said that we wanted to put him in here.
Yeah.
So I will tell you that with birds like this that are super scared of people, it's best if you can just put the kennel in there. Obviously, as you can see, kennel doesn't fit. So you gotta get creative. And what I'm going to actually end up doing, if the kennel won't fit sideways, now he's holding on to the side, so I'm not too concerned about that. Aha! We are golden. So what I'm actually gonna do is birds will naturally go to the top. They'll go up high. So I'm hoping I can just open the lid and he'll just walk out. Now this bird is coming after me hardcore at their house. So we're gonna see how well this works. You think it's gonna work, Jonas, or you think I'm setting this up?
I mean, it's looking like you might be good. That door is acting as a good barrier, keeping them from going outside.
Just
there we
remember,
go.
YouTube will demonetize it if there's blood. Sweet! Okay, so it's gonna be the cockatoo. The cockatoos are gonna be the one that they get a hold of me. It's gonna be the cockatoos. There's like, I'm not really scared of any bird, but cockatoos. They're like the scariest bird in the world to me. And these guys have been living together. I saw them living together, so I'm not too concerned about putting them in a cage together because I saw how well they were living together. And we're just gonna kind of cross our fingers that that one doesn't fly out. There we go. Y'all are just behaving very, very well. I absolutely love it. Like, if we didn't have the camera rolling, y'all would definitely be trying to kill me, right? Y'all are gorgeous. I love y'all so much already. Alrighty. Alright, so like I said before, cockatoos scare me to death. They're the scariest animal in the world. And guys, as you look around, you see this is our air conditioning garage. It is air conditioned. I always tell people, like, it's air conditioned. It sounds like, oh, it's a garage. Yes, this is our quarantine. They have to stay in quarantine for 30 days. So these guys, we have gloves ready. There's a towel here. That's what I need if something went awry. But we're gonna say it's not going to. They're just gonna be perfect and go right in the cage. Definitely not attack me. Oh, perfect. And I will say that one reason why I think that we were able to do this is because I bought these birds in here and they've been sitting in here in their kennels for an hour. You take a bird into a new room and you try to move them like that, and they're just gonna be nuts. You look at all of our dogs are very, very parrot friendly. Most of these dogs are never in kennels. As you can see, Rue's in a super small kennel. But I just like them to be locked up. Let the birds see the dog from a distance, which is why we use these kennels. And then when the birds are outside, I don't have to worry about those negative interactions. There is no negative interaction for the bird to fear. Now this guy is a little bit aggressive from what we have seen. I'm gonna be optimistic because it's gone so well so far. We got our gloves over here just But I did just grab this bird with a towel and put it in a cage, so I can't be too mad if it does happen to grab me or come after me.
What's up, pretty bird? Why are you so gorgeous? You're so gorgeous. You're so pretty. You're a pretty bird. You're a pretty, pretty bird. You're a pretty, pretty bird. Are you a pretty, pretty bird? You pretty, pretty bird. You pretty, pretty bird. You pretty, pretty bird. Pretty bird. Let me see how this bird reacts before I try to release this one. Okay. Ready. Can you reach in there and push that open, Jonas? Get your hand out of there. Get it closed. Look at how gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Everybody looks great. One thing I've learned working with animals is never take anything too personally. Are you happy? Are you happy, girl or boy or whatever you are? We're gonna call you a girl because you're pink. So you look like a girl. So yeah, you gotta be a girl. So we can see that there's some toes missing on this girl. Typically it's from aggression, but it's old wounds. However, on the other one, it does look like there's a little bit of arthritis on their feet. We don't know if these birds are male or female, and we don't know their history, any history. The owner requested that we return her cage, the carrier, tomorrow. So I'm gonna take that back and hopefully be able to catch up with her. She was a bit emotional. So hopefully be able to catch up tomorrow on some of the history of them. But what's up, baby? We gotta bond. We gotta make friends. Do you think that we will make friends, pretty girls? Y'all are like, we're done, we're over, we're overstimulated. We just want you to leave us alone, dude. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Best thing, I think, and some people will say that with birds, that those first moments in the new home, that's when you can bond with them. I personally believe that giving them time, not space, but time is the number one thing you wanna do. All right, guys, so what we decided is we're gonna go with this poultry pen. A friend of ours actually uses this for her blue and gold macaw, and I've seen quite a few other people that have used it. So this is what we're gonna go with. It's gonna offer us long-term solution for multiple birds that are in quarantine, and it's a big cage, so there's gonna be lots of opportunity for enrichment for these guys while they're inside over wintertime and throughout quarantine. And it's a very quick fix. I can have those birds out of those small cages today and have this set up in just a few hours and get them ready. All right, guys, so we finally got the birds set up, and we've got an aviary for the macaws, and we've got a big cage for the cockatoos, and we had another cage that we already had on hand for the 2 Amazons that we got. The donations that we raised in 2 days' time, over $2,000. It was absolutely insane. I cannot believe it. These birds are blown away, and I'm blown away. So we're gonna go in here and see how we have them set up. Now, I am gonna say that this is day 4 of having them here, so we haven't gotten any naturalistic tree branches yet. We haven't gotten many toys yet. So we're going out today, and a lot of them are getting delivered from Amazon today that are gonna be going inside the cages. But let's go meet these guys and see their story. So the first thing that we'll look at is the 3 macaws. Now these 3 macaws, we were lucky enough that they've all been living together their entire life. So it was a breeding pair of a scarlet macaw and a military macaw, which makes like, I don't know, a Catalina macaw or something like that. Comment below, I'm not sure, I haven't researched it. We don't breed the birds here. And a blue and gold macaw, but they all 3 live together. I don't know if the blue and gold was a chick. We didn't get hardly any information from these birds, but they all 3 groom each other and absolutely love being together. This cage came from Tractor Supply and is actually made for chickens, but it's got really heavy gauge wire, and we're keeping them inside of our garage right now, which is heated and cooled. But during a nice day like today, we can actually open the garage doors, let them feel the breeze. They get to see our dogs, the chickens, just see a whole
whole bunch of different stuff, but they are in quarantine essentially in here. And also, you can't acclimate a bird to living outdoors in a big aviary until the springtime here in South Carolina. We need to put them outside when it's going to be a good temperature for them. Otherwise, they'll get too cold this winter. They'll naturally hold the down on their body to maintain their temperature in the colder winter months. But we're going to head in here and check out these 3 macaws. So we do keep them under lock and key just because these birds are very, very intelligent. So we're going to go in really, really quick because we don't want them to fly away. So my absolute favorite perch to use for birds is always naturalistic tree branches like oak tree, sweet gum, things like that. We never use pine because of the sap in it, but these 2x4s are actually made out of dried pine, so they are perfect. And the birds have already started destroying them. Typically, I just use these for making toys with, but we had these on hand, so I went ahead and just stuck these in here for perches. And later today, I'm gonna go cut down some trees and use branches for these guys. So this is our military macaw right here, and this is one of the breeder birds that has actually hatched chicks before. So I'm gonna see if this guy will let me pick him up. I don't know if it's the boy or the girl. And he says no, he doesn't want to be held right now. But he has let me hold him a couple times and absolutely loves, like these birds are the biggest flirts with each other. All 3 of them love being together. Normally during the day I have the TV on, we just turn it off for the video. But we've got this military macaw here, and then far from us you can see the blue and gold macaw, who is very, very standoffish, very scared of people. And then this scarlet macaw right here. Oh my God. She is just the sweetest thing in the world. She is like a big love bug. Hi, baby. I love you. Why are you so sweet? You are the most beautiful angel in the whole wide world. I love you so much. And I love macaws. You can really look at their eyes and kind of tell if they're gonna attack you, if they're being friendly. She is just always so sweet. Now, if Jonas can get close to her feet a little bit, it's really sad. When birds don't have enough differing perches, which is why we are getting those natural tree branches in here, then what happens is their nails get overgrown and their feet can get really arthritic. So using these 2x4s is a whole lot better than using the small perches that she did have, but they're still not perfect. So we're gonna get a lot of big tree branches, varying widths and everything. And we also use concrete perches a lot to help wear down their nails. Now, some of you may be wondering, why don't you go ahead and get them vet examined and get their toenails clipped? And the reason we do that is when they first get here and they first settle in, we need to learn their personality. So we learn, do we need to sedate that bird before the vet sees them? Or can I possibly hold that bird and forego the sedative? It's a very mild sedative that they use for birds because birds can do really poorly under sedation. They just use something called midazolam that they actually just drop a couple drops in the nostrils, and it puts the bird kind of asleep, but just kind of like out of it so you can examine it better. But we're waiting to see just what issues these birds may have. We've seen, like this guy right here, the wings are cut incorrectly, so that can cause, if you cut birds' wings, it can cause them to pluck their feathers out. The blue and gold up here has almost no feathers on his back, and I think that that is because of incorrect wing clipping. So we're just kind of observing. We're in that observation phase for the first 2 weeks, and then after that, we'll have the vet come out and kind of examine them and help us see if anything needs to be done. If you look down below, the way I was able to set this up was I actually used a board, and we get untreated wood and then we burn it so that it seals it and keeps any parasites out of it. And then we covered it up with this big tarp and then cypress mulch. And I can spot clean this every day, a couple times a day normally, and then it's super cheap to replace. And if the birds land on the ground, like in night, if they get scared at night or something, they land on the ground, it's nice and soft and they can't hurt themselves. And a lot of my birds I actually see play with it. They love playing with this cypress mulch, but super clean, and it's not got any strong aromas to it, especially with the garage doors open, you can't really smell it. Now, one thing that you will notice is they've got a big old water bowl because these birds actually take baths. They love bathing, and we've got a system set up so that I can set a mister on top of them and they can actually bathe. And only one was interested in it, but I think over the next few weeks they're gonna absolutely love bathing. Because there is 3 different birds in here, we have 3 different food bowls for them. And again, I just want to make it clear that all of this was paid for with donations. I cannot believe that. We've taken in so many animals in the past that we've had to front the cost of everything. So all the donations that we've received have been absolutely phenomenal. I actually got a call from a friend at Tractor Supply, and she said that we can get another one of these cages for the cockatoos while they're in quarantine throughout the winter if we wanted to, and they would give it to us for a discounted price because it's a used one. So I'm hoping that we can work something out to get another one for the cockatoos and then move the Amazons over to their cage. And now these birds will all be going out to a massive aviary in the springtime, and we're gonna do a fundraiser for that because we're gonna need you guys' help. But it's just such a sigh of relief seeing where these guys came from. Me, Dennis, and Alyssa rolled up and just saw the worst. It's just horrible when you see these birds and how they're kept. And then now to see them set up and getting to see it outside in the sunshine is just amazing. So let's go visit the Amazons and see how those guys look. All right, guys, so I'm not super good with the different subspecies of Amazon, but I can tell you that this is a double yellow-naped Amazon and I believe a blue-fronted Amazon. absolutely love these birds. My favorite bird in the whole wide world is my yellow-naped Amazon baby, who some of you have met if you've been over to the farm to visit. This one I think is wild caught, just based off the way he acts and how unfriendly he is and how hard to move he is. He's gonna have his beak dremeled down, it's way overgrown. And then this blue-fronted Amazon is not horrible, but they are bonded. I will say that I do love having bonded birds, although I will never breed these guys because there's plenty of parrots in captivity right now that don't have homes. I don't need to add to that. But I will tell you that Amazons that are bonded to each other are very awesome to watch. I love being able to see the macaws and the Amazons and knowing that they're gonna live together their entire life. And I always advise people, if you're going out and you're buying a bird, try and buy two. If those birds are bonded from babies and they live together their entire life, then when you go on vacation or to work or anything like that, they have that constant companionship that birds crave. It's the best thing in the world for a bird, that constant companionship. But these guys will be together the rest of their life. And like I said earlier, all these guys are moving outside after their quarantine and it starts warming up. Next spring, they're all going outside to a massive aviary that I'm so excited to build. Okay, now these two right here are probably the scariest birds in the world. I do not like cockatoos. I love them, but I do not like them. These guys will kill their mate sometimes in captivity if they're not happy. We're lucky enough that this is a Moluccan and an umbrella and they are bonded to each other. I'm not sure if those two can breed with each other. They haven't tried to, but they do love each other. However, last night I noticed a little bit of aggression, a little bit of squawking at each other right before bedtime. So we're gonna see how they do. These guys are moving into an aviary cage like this very soon, and the Amazons are moving into this to complete their quarantine. But we do a lot of things to keep our birds entertained, and toys last for about 10 minutes with birds like this. So this is actually just a potty pad, like a puppy potty pad, and we grab these from our local box store, and stuffing them in between the bars gives these birds stuff to tear up and chew up, and they absolutely love it. So probably, I don't know, 5-6 times a day, we're stuffing different things inside their cage. Tree branches are another thing. Sweet gum leaves, bamboo leaves, things like that are another thing that they absolutely love. As you can see, the perches in here haven't done the natural wood yet. We had no warning with these guys. So, but they do have varying size perches in here, which is what they really need. Same thing with these guys. There's a little bit of arthritis in their feet. We've had a lot of parrots that came to us in the past with that arthritis or that soreness in their feet, and it's just from not getting enough different perch sizes. So once they get their big aviary, they'll be flying, I'm pretty sure, because they've tried to fly already. But a Moluccan cockatoo, if Jonas can get up close on this guy, these are one of the most beautiful birds in the world. But cockatoos' personalities, where I said earlier, macaws will warn you before they bite you. Cockatoos do not warn you. They act like they're the sweetest little things in the world, and then they rip your face off. There's been quite a few people that have actually had to have reconstructive plastic surgery because of these birds. So these are definitely not a bird that we'll take out and hold or anything like that. They'll just have each other and lots of toys. What's up? Pretty bird. You got hair like me, and I got hair like you. I know. But yeah, the pink tint in these Moluccan cockatoos, absolutely amazing. Got a little bit of yellow tint in the umbrella cockatoo. So these guys are getting some natural sunlight. It's gonna go up to about 90 degrees today, so I'll go ahead and close the garage door once it starts to get too warm, and they'll get the air conditioner cut back on. But I'm absolutely loving being able to give these guys fresh air. The down from these guys, the dust that comes off these guys is the worst in the world. It's bad for macaws, it's bad for them. So you wanna keep as much fresh air flow as possible. Yeah. Hello, baby. Hi. But yeah, guys, we could not have done this at all without your donations. I cannot tell you how many posts and shares I was making every day just begging for money, and it feels so awful to do that. But Jonas, Alyssa, and I were actually at AnimalCon in Florida, and I got this call for help. 2 different rescues had already been contacted, and nobody was able to take these parrots. And it was 7 large parrots, and the woman was going to the hospital. She was very sick, and she needed them gone immediately. And the cockatoos had actually already been moved to the backyard in a bird cage, so that's not a suitable environment for those guys. So I told her on the phone that we'd be happy to go get them, and we went and got them, and it was, I think we got home at like 8 o'clock at night with them, and they were in nothing but dog kennels is all we had. And so we started pulling bird cages out, setting them up, set them up temporarily overnight, and then the next day started going out and buying bird cages and the aviary and getting everything set up that they needed, and it's just been an absolutely insane week. But if you come out and visit us on a Saturday when we're open to the public, we definitely hope that you're gonna be able to see these guys in the springtime when we move them outside. Definitely stay tuned, like this video, give it a thumbs up, drop a comment down below. We haven't named any of these parrots yet, so name suggestions for the macaws, name suggestions for the cockatoos. I think that we're gonna have to go with Nigel for any any of you Rio fans out there. We're gonna have to go with Nigel for the Moluccan cockatoo just because you have to do that. And yeah, it's been awesome. Be on the lookout for a video this spring when we build a new macaw mansion, which is hopefully gonna be able to house all of our macaws. And we're also gonna be doing a fundraiser for the cockatoos and the Amazon so that they can have a massive aviary. So you can donate to that via the link below. Like, subscribe. We can't do this without you guys. Thank you all so much. Peace.